Imagine this. You walk into the office on a completely normal, quiet Monday morning. You sit down, open up your laptop, and you see an email notification pop up. Your manager has just scheduled a meeting for 15 minutes from now, and the title, Quick Discussion. I want you to really feel that sudden drop in your stomach, right? That visceral anxiety that just instantly takes over. You join the meeting, and within seconds, you hear the absolute last words any professional ever expects or wants to hear. Due to business restructuring. It's one of those phrases that literally changes everything in an instant. Or, hey, maybe it's appraisal season. You've worked harder than ever. You stayed late. You delivered huge projects. You helped out your team. But your salary hike comes back at a measly 4%. Or maybe your promotion gets postponed for the third consecutive year. Okay, let's dive into this. Because there is a very persistent myth out there that hard work alone is going to guarantee your job security. But the reality, corporate life is completely full of surprises. The question is not if these surprises are going to happen. The real question is, are you actually prepared when they do? Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are going to walk through 10 highly practical strategies to make your career future-ready. We're going to look at exactly how to make you stronger, way more resilient, and completely prepared, absolutely regardless of what happens inside your company's walls. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with Part 1, the awakening. Then Part 2, the safety net. Part 3, the irreplaceable professional. Part 4, the external footprint. And finally, we'll wrap up with Part 5, the ultimate backup plan. Let's get right into it.
Section 1, the awakening. Shifting your mindset to accept uncertainty.
A lot of people think layoffs only happen to poor performers, and that simply isn't true. Excellent, top-tier employees lose their jobs all the time. It could be because of cost reductions across the board, corporate mergers, rapid technology shifts, or maybe sudden leadership changes. Throw in AI automation, or simply the business changing direction entirely. We really have to stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start asking, how can I prepare for whatever comes next? The moment you accept this reality, the fear decreases and the actual preparation can begin. All right, moving to Section 2, the safety net. Securing your personal stability. Because honestly, before we can even talk about your skills or your networking, we have to talk about the absolute bedrock of career resilience, your finances. I want to ask you this directly. Let's say you lost your job today. How many months can you survive without a salary? Just let that hang in the air for a second. Is it 1 month, 2 months, or maybe just 1 week? Well, the crucial point is this specific number right here, 6 to 12. Every single professional should aim to build an emergency fund that covers a minimum of 6 to 12 months of essential expenses. Why that number? Because this runway buys you the single most valuable asset you can possibly have during a career crisis, and that's time. Time to search for the right opportunity, time to learn new things, and time to negotiate confidently instead of just settling. Think about it. Without savings, every decision you make is emotional, mostly driven by panic. You might jump at the very first terrible job offer that comes your way just to pay the rent. But with savings, every decision becomes strategic. You get to operate from a place of power, not desperation. And hey, your primary salary is incredibly important, but depending entirely on one income source increases your personal risk immensely. Adding a second stream, maybe freelancing, consulting, teaching, or smart investments to make up roughly 30% of your income, that offers incredible flexibility. Even a really modest second income reduces stress and gives you a powerful safety valve if things go sideways. Which brings us to Section 3, the irreplaceable professional, expanding your internal value. We've got your defense locked down. Now let's go on the offense at work. Here is a huge truth bomb for you. Your current company hired you for today's skills, but your future employer, they're going to hire you for tomorrow's skills. So many professionals only start learning after they get a layoff email, but by then, thousands of other people are doing exactly the same thing. You need to be continuously learning things like AI tools and data analysis right now, while your job still feels totally secure. That continuous learning is literally your ultimate career insurance. And when appraisal season arrives, it's so easy to just sit there and say, well, I worked very hard. But hard work is incredibly hard to measure objectively. Instead, you need to maintain a documented list of specific facts. Track your completed projects, the exact revenue you generated, costs you helped reduce, and any certifications you earned. Facts speak so much louder than feelings. Trust me, Keeping this record is going to be your best friend during interviews and salary negotiations.
Now, a lot of employees know their daily tasks, but very few understand how the business actually functions. You need to be able to answer 4 crucial questions. How does the company actually make money? Who exactly are our customers? What core problems are we solving for them? And how does my specific day-to-day work contribute to that? Professionals who understand the macro business are so much harder to replace.
All right, moving into section 4, the external footprint. Building a brand and network outside the job. Ask yourself this: if your company permanently closed its doors tomorrow, would anyone in the outside world even know about your expertise? People don't hire resumes, they hire trusted professionals. I absolutely love that quote. Your LinkedIn profile shouldn't just be some digital piece of paper listing your past jobs. It needs to be a dynamic place where you teach, share lessons, publish projects, and actually grow your reputation. And you need to be doing this even when you aren't actively job hunting.
And why is building that reputation so important? Because so many amazing opportunities never even reach job portals. They travel like wildfire through private conversations. Networking isn't just about collecting a bunch of business cards. It's about maintaining genuine relationships with former colleagues and mentors well before you actually need to ask them for a favor.
Finally, we reach section 5, the ultimate backup plan. This is all about maintaining constant interview readiness. This is pretty much the ultimate safety valve for literally any corporate surprise that might come your way.
You see, most professionals update their resume only after they decide to leave, or worse, are forced out. Instead, I want you to build a cyclical habit of readiness. Every 3 months, update your resume, refresh your LinkedIn, practice some mock interviews, and keep your portfolio current. Staying interview ready absolutely doesn't mean you're quitting. It just means you are completely insulated against surprises. In fact, I want you to grab a notebook today and answer these specific Plan B questions. If you lost your job tomorrow, which specific companies would you apply to? What exact skills do you need to strengthen? Exactly how many months is your financial runway? And who can refer you? Writing these down on paper turns all that underlying career fear into actionable, bulletproof confidence. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to remember this core takeaway. A corporate surprise is not always a reflection of your talent. You simply cannot control the overall economy, rapid shifts in technology, or upper management decisions. But you absolutely can control your skills, your savings, your network, and your mindset. Focus entirely on the side of the board that you can control. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. What is the biggest corporate surprise you've ever experienced in your own career, and what did it teach you? Let us know down in the comments. I'd love to read them. Always hope for stability, but prepare for uncertainty, because the future will always belong to those who are ready for it. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me today, and keep building that resilient career.